Welcome back. So we've been telling you that Asian markets are a nice bright shade of green, and the implied open is telling us that we should, get a nice pop at the open. Whether it's a whole 150 points in the Nifty or not, we'll find out. But generally, the cues have been quite positive. So what about individual stocks? Well, our team is standing by with the CNBC-TV18 list of top stocks to watch. Good morning to all of you guys. So I'll start with you first. There's news coming in on Manappuram Finance. They're looking to raise some equity capital.
That's true. So first, before talking about the news, if you look at the stock performance, it's up 4% this month and up 11% in 2025, and it's around 10% away from the record high. Now, what's the announcement? Manappuram Finance has today, early morning, has announced that its board will meet on March 20th to consider fundraising proposals via various options, including equity, debt, or via QIP or rights issue. Now, today, stock is in F&O band. In the last week of February, Manappuram Finance had clarified on the reports related to acquisition of stake by Bain Capital that might be valued at $1 billion. And what did company say? It says that it continues to evaluate various strategic and growth opportunities. So normally the news related to board considering fundraising is a normal news, but in this case, it's important because there have been several reports related to stake buy in Manappuram Finance over the last few months.
Take that point, Sudarshan. Thanks a lot for putting that into perspective. Remember, Nimesh had highlighted the possibility of this happening in his D Street chatter, and at the same time, the stock has gone into F&O ban as well, as Sudarshan pointed out. But the other one is IRCON. We've been talking about order wins for a lot of companies and them increasing as we move towards the end of the financial year, and IRCON is one in focus as well. Vamakshi joins in. Vamakshi.
Well, good morning, Mangalam. Yes, it's an order win for a JV of IRCON and BRC. Keep in mind that the JV has been awarded an EPC contract which was floated by the government of Meghalaya. The broad consideration for this project is worth 1,096 crores, out of which IRCON's share stands at 285 crores. So order win coming in their way bodes well for the company, going with the green for this counter.
All right. Well, let's talk about Star Cement now. Vinny is standing by to tell us why that should be in focus. Vinny, morning.
Hi, so we're keeping an eye out on Star Cement today. Mainly the company subsidiary has been declared as a preferred bidder for one of the sites, that is Boro Undong limestone block that is in Assam. They've won this via the e-auction that was conducted by the government. Now, when you're looking at it, the estimated limestone resource for this is 146.75 million tons. Do not forget, in the recent past, the company has also been won a lot of mines. One was in Rajasthan, which you talk about in Q2 FY25 before, and in the recent times, we have Assam, where that one limestone block as well of, I beg your pardon, a mine which was of around 193 million tons as well. So a lot of mines that they've won in the recent times, expansion plans on that front, what they'll be working on, and that is why we're expecting a green coming in for Star Cement.
All right, so big limestone block in Assam. That's what they've got. Got it, Vinny. Thank you very much. Let's move to the other big story. Bajaj Finserv, of course, is going to be in focus because it's finally happened. After 26 long years, Bajaj Finserv, along with the promoter entities, has decided to buy out its insurance JV partner, Allianz. Yash is here with a lot of the details. Big news coming in last evening, Yash.
Well, absolutely. And you spoke about 26 years. Those 26 years have had its ups and downs when it comes to, Allianz wanting to increase, not being able to increase its stake in both life and general insurance entity. But finally, the news is out. Bajaj Finserv and its promoter companies will be acquiring that entire 26% stake from Allianz in both general insurance as well as the life insurance entity. First big takeaway out of this particular transaction, as far as valuation is concerned, both sides, on the general insurance as well as life insurance side, the valuation is quite fair at which the transaction has happened. On the life insurance side, at about 1.84 times trailing, price to emerald value, and on the general insurance side, 4.9 times price to book value. So fair valuation as far as the transaction is concerned. Out of the 26% stake in both general and life insurance entity, Bajaj Holdings and Investments would be acquiring a major portion of that stake of about 19.95%. Bajaj Finserv, another listed entity, will acquire about 1% stake, and Jamnalal Sons will acquire about 5.04% stake in both life and general insurance entity. As far as the funds which would be used to acquire this 26% stake is concerned, for the life insurance entity, Bajaj Finserv and promoter companies will pay 10,400 crore, and Bajaj Finserv and promoter companies will pay about 13,780 crore for the general insurance stake.
Amidst all this, Bajaj, Finserv, etc., will be in focus. The other stock which should be in focus is Jio Financial Services, because there were news reports that because you read Allianz's statement as well.
Right.
They're saying, well, we will use these proceeds
to
for
reinvest in the market,
and they're very much committed to India. They will stay in India.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe, and there were reports suggesting that maybe, Jio could look at, because this transaction was long in the making. Now this has happened. Will they tie up with Jio? What would be the equity partnership? I mean, we'll have to wait and watch, but I think certainly the stock should be in focus.
Totally. The other thing is that while the stock of the last 1 month has been underperforming, just this month, in the month of March, it's up 6%. So some part of Street was sussing that. And the other part is also there could be passive flows coming in Jio Financial Services, because this is the next nifty entrant as well. So we'll keep an eye out on both Jio Financials as well as the stocks that Yash mentioned. But Aditya Birla Real Estate, that's another one which is in focus. Vinny joins in. Vinny, a project in Pune is what they've launched.
Absolutely, not only project, but this is the first one over there. So they're debuting, they're making a debut in the Pune market. Birla Estates debut coming in with Birla Punya is the project name. Revenue potential of around 2,700 crore rupees. The company has acquired around 16.5 acre land parcel as well just last year itself. So they have a lot of development and plans in the Pune region for itself. And now this is one of the first projects coming in the recent time. A lot of launches that have come in NCR region, Bangalore region as well. So they want to expand and grow their market as well across regions, and that is clearly seen in this strategy coming in. And an important project coming in, luxury project, luxury market, premium side, which has been doing well. So that is why we're expecting green on the screen for the company.
All right, well, more stocks with news flow. Vinny, thanks for that. Vamakshi is here with those. Vamakshi, morning.
Good morning, Prashant. First up is Suryoday Small Finance going with the green for this counter because the promoter and MD and CEO Bhaskar Babu Ramchandran has bought nearly 1.5 lakh equity shares from the open market. Post this transaction, the promoter holding now rises to 22.44%, while his own holding rises to 5.18%. Shilpa Medicare is the next one I'm watching out for, going with the green for this counter as well. It's because its arm Shilpa Biologicals has signed a binding term sheet with Switzerland-based Maptree Biologics. The scope of this includes co-development of an NBE, that is a new biological entity asset, which includes manufacturing as well as commercialization across geographies. This is a novel biological asset which will be used for immuno-oncological applications. Morpen has announced the launch of Empmapor, which is a treatment for type 2 diabetes. This comes at a fraction of the cost as compared to the drugs available in the market. So therefore, they plan to acquire a significant market share in the diabetes market in India. So going with the green for Morpen as well. Swiggy, on the other hand, Instamart has expanded its quick commerce to 100 cities across India, driven by the growing demand in Tier 2 as well as Tier 3 cities. So going with the green for this counter as well. And lastly, keep an eye out on NBCC. This counter is expected to open higher because they won an order worth almost 44 crores.
All right, Vamakshi, got it. Thank you very much. So plenty of stocks. Let's quickly recap the list. The ones that have positive news flow around them: Manappuram Finance, IRCON International, Star Cement, Bajaj Finserv, Aditya Birla Real Estate, Suryoday Small Finance Bank, Shilpa Medicare, Morpen Lab, Swiggy and NBCC. And actually, there's no stock which has negative news flow around it this morning. So it's an all-green list. All right, that's stocks. What about commodities? We've got Manisha Gupta joining in with a quick roundup of the overnight action. Manisha, good morning.
Morning, Sylvie. Thank you for that. I'll start with the gold prices because we are holding above $3,000 an ounce on a sustainable basis now. So this is an all-time high that we are looking at in the Asian markets yet again. We are looking at weaker data from the U.S. markets, whether it was retail sales, consumer confidence, home building. All those numbers have come in weaker than the expectations. And then the OECD also says that the global growth that they're looking at for this year, they've revised it on the downside. That is what has led to safe haven buying come in for gold. But it is the other metals as well which seem to be doing quite well. Copper, for example, gained 1.5% overnight. Copper is an outperformance of a commodity within the metal space with 25% gains already in this year now. Aluminum is trading very close to its 9-month highs. We've seen tin prices trade at a 4-year highs. Nickel is trading at a 13-month highs. So everything that says metals, whether it's precious and base metals, seems to be doing quite well. What the street will watch out now is, of course, the U.S. Fed meeting, but you also have central bank meetings from Japan and UK this week as well. So continues to be a volatile happening week.
All right, Manisha, thank you very much for that. We take a break. We are back. We connect with Hemang Jani and we discuss what's happening with the individual names. We talk about the Bajaj story and many others as well. Stay tuned. Coming up.